Page 16, Lone Star Waltz. This piece is in a few of the method books too. It deals with moving in intervals. We call them parallel when they move at the same distance. And parallel sixth would be an interval of a sixth, any sixth anywhere, and it's moving up or down in sixths. They're in parallel with each other. Anytime you get two things moving at the same direction, like here, that's parallel. Here. If they move in opposite direction, that's contrary here. Yeah, whichever. And here we're going to deal with parallel sixths. I'll talk about parallel sixths shortly because we get it at the top of page 17. We get them in the right hand. So let's look at this waltz thingy. It's about a page and a half long. It's longer than that because it has a DC all fine, but I'll talk about that later. There's about a page and a half of music to deal with. I mean, it's spaced out a lot. They could have put it all on one page, but they didn't. Okay, fine. Treble bass clef. No sharps or flats in the key signature. We're in the key of C major. We're just using the white keys. And 3/4 time. Well, a waltz, you'd expect it to be in 3/4 time. Right hand first. Let's see what we're doing here. Now, you're kind of spread out here already. Really, you're here, and the thumb's just going to come back. Now, you don't know that yet, but you're going to figure it out when you do this, because you're here. 1 and 2, and the thumb comes up. Now, that's really what the thumb is doing, or the right hand is doing for the first page. Now, when you go to page 17, you got to go from here on page 16 to here. So you're going to move. You can reach out a little bit so you're a little closer, little finger, and then you move. Here. Here. So you're not moving as far. You just stretch out to help you move. Here. It's up to you on how you do it, but move. And these are all parallel sixths. This, 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 this. We're moving in parallel sixths. And the technique, let's talk technique for a bit. When I have a pattern of notes, in this case we have 6, going up or down the keyboard or wherever, it's the same, the hand is in the same position. We're just moving the hand. Then I focus on one finger and I keep my hand in that position and I just let the other fingers go along. And you should be able to do any finger. So let's pretend the thumb. Let's just pretend we're here and we're just going to play the thumb. The hand goes along with it, and make sure you flex at the wrist here. Don't stiffen up and start using the arm. That's dangerous. Please don't do it. Flex. If you have to, exaggerate it. Don't hurt yourself. Then do the little finger, same thing. I'm aiming the little finger and the hand's just going to go along and I'm doing that. Then when I go to do both hand fingers together, I can do either finger. I usually do the melody and I think here is the little finger. So I'm playing 2 fingers, but I'm only focusing on the little finger. The thumb is just going along. I'm holding my hand and I'm not stretching out or squeezing up. I'm there. And that's how we do these. And that's what I'm recommending you do here. Now, as you go faster, you're not going to do so much of this, but you still want to do a little bit. Don't get to where your wrist is stiff and you're moving the arm. The wrist does the work here. And the weight's actually doing it. That's how we're doing that. Now in the last 2 lines is not too bad. You're here, 3 and 4. Okay, left hand, let's see what it's got. Here, the little finger comes down. Page 17, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then the last 2 lines on page 17, the left hand gets to have fun. Same thing as the right hand. Which finger? Care. Practice them both. Which one is the melody? I'm not sure. I mean, up here, if we did E as a melody, then this would be the melody. I don't know. Experiment. Think of, concentrate on the little finger. And then concentrate on the thumb. As long as you keep your hand in that position, the fingers should behave themselves. If they're not, you're not keeping your hand in that position. And you, of course, you don't go as fast as I'm going. I've been doing this forever, but it is possible. Now let's put the hands together and see what we end up with. We got this in here. Page 17, we're up here, you're here. The left hand didn't move, just the right. And that's it. And then go to the third line down. Now the right hand's here, and the left hand's got to come up here. And as the left hand's playing, the right hand's got to come down. Actually, what I did is I waited until I played the dotted half note before I moved the right hand down, because I was busy thinking here. Then I moved down. Yeah, something like that. So I'll get the hands together, and then I'll go back over it a line or so at a time, and I'll get rid of the hesitations. Once the hesitations are gone, then I can add the articulation. Very connected here. It's like one measure phrases, and that's fun. Measure 17. Pretend you can connect them. You can't, and this staccato. And then in the third line down, it's the other way around. That's the articulation. Then the dynamics. MP at the beginning is mezzo piano, sort of soft. It's the melody. This has to be very soft. And the top of page 17, now you're loud. Just a lot of weight. Sort of soft. You don't need the sort of soft. It would be sort of soft anyway, because the melody is the parallel sixth. This needs to be in the background. And then the third line, sort of loud, mezzo forte. And again, you don't need the piano, the P. It's soft anyway. So that's the dynamics. Then the speed. Well, it's in the middle. Just somewhere. It's slow as this. 2, 1, 2, 3. I'm falling asleep. Fast as that. 1, 2, 3. No. In the middle. Just thinking. Now there's a DC all fine at the bottom of page 17. Remember, DC means go back to the beginning. So when I finish that measure, I'm immediately going to start. And you got to move the left hand here. That's all right. The right hand's pretty close to where you want to be anyway. Here, so you may have to practice that. However, there is a note above this line there at the beginning. Second time, both hands ABA, because it's just not fun enough as it is. So when you do the DC and go back to the beginning, that's the second time. So instead of here, you got to be here. So you're coming from here to here. Well, isn't that nice? You may have to practice that. But again, you got to be there. Both hands. So I finish. Yeah, just boom, up. It's a new phrase. Taking a breath and you're just moving. That's all. Don't make it a quick jerky motion or nothing. No, you got time to move. Not a lot of time, but time. say second time, there's a retard there on the bottom of page 16. So after you've DC'd, you could retard. I didn't do much, but you... That lets the listeners know you're finally getting finished with it. Now they do show pedal here on a couple of places. They show it at the end of the first line here, at the end of the second line. I disagree, so I left it out, and I would recommend you leave it out. You don't need pedal here. It doesn't do anything worthwhile. It changes the tone too much. This is fairly clean all the way through. So I disagree with it, and I would leave it out. If I were a teacher, I would scribble those pedal markings out. If you are going to use pedal, push the notes down first and then the pedal, and lift the pedal with the hands so we get silence for the phrase. Same thing with the others. Notes first, then the pedal, but lift it with the hands so we get silence before going on. But I disagree with it, so I'm not using it. Let's play this together slowly and check the notes and the rhythms. I'll give us 3 counts, and I'm not doing the louds and softs, but we will do the DCL fine. And fine, by the way, is at the bottom of page 16. You see the thin and thick bar line? Remember, that's the symbol for the end of a piece, and so it makes sense. The fine itself could be above the staff or below the staff or in the middle of the staff. It doesn't matter where it is. The point is it's there and that's close enough. I'll give us 3 counts. 1, ready, go. To the beginning.